Welcome to a new deep dive here at ArtDig, where we crack open the cutting edge of art, technology, and culture.
And today we're focusing on something pretty radical.
Yeah, this idea that the walls are finally coming down. I mean, the walls between the physical gallery, the artist's studio, and, the digital code itself.
It's not just a slow merge, is it? It feels more like a deliberate demolition.
A creative demolition. I like that.
And it's creating this profoundly hybrid cultural ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
We're really tracking a transformation that's redefining not just how you access art, but its meaning.
And its economic value, that's a huge part of it.
Absolutely.
We've been looking at sources that show institutions adapting incredibly fast. I mean, we're going to analyze how places like the Victoria and Albert Museum are running these server trials to give major AI systems access to their collections.
That's a massive institutional shift, and it's happening right now.
Yeah, and at the same time, you've got these really sensitive ethical experiments.
Oh, like the digital resurrection stuff.
Oh.
We have to talk about that, recreating René Magritte's voice from a lecture in, 1938?
It raises so many questions about authenticity.
It really does.
Then, of course, you follow the money. We're seeing these specialized platforms trying to become the, quote, dominant intelligence layer for the entire art market.
And they're getting big investment from players like Christie's Ventures.
Exactly. Which brings us to the core tension, right? You've got this incredible speed, these open AI deals on one side.
And on the other, this really fierce human resistance. People like Guillermo del Toro saying he hopes he dies before AI art goes mainstream.
So our mission today is to pull all these threads together and try to understand what this convergence really means for you, the learner, trying to navigate this whole landscape.
Exactly. It's not just about what's happening, but the consequences of what's happening.
So let's start in the museum. That tension you mentioned between preservation and interpretation, it feels so immediate there, this Magritte experiment. Hearing an AI voice from an 86-year-old lecture, it's got a wow factor for sure.
It does.
But does creating a synthetic voice actually, alter history?
I mean, it absolutely forces a discussion on authenticity. The intent might be preservation, accessibility.
Sure.
But you are, at the end of the day, presenting a simulation.
Mm-hmm.
So it raises the question, are you preserving the historical record,
Right.
or are you creating a compelling interpreted persona?
Right. And that fuzzy boundary is where curators are living now.
That's the new front line.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's look at the V&A, because they're tackling this through what you could call invisible infrastructure. They've launched this MCP server trial.
Right.
For those of us who aren't deep in the tech, what exactly is an MCP server, and why is it so important?
Okay, so MCP is Museum Collection Platform Server. Think of it as a special high-capacity environment. It's designed to let generative AI systems like ChatGPT or Claude get secure, direct API access.
To the whole collection.
To the museum's entire digital collection.
Yeah.
And this is the key difference. The AI isn't just scraping public data from the internet anymore.
It's getting the good stuff.
It's getting curated, high-quality, high-context training data directly from the source.
So the museum isn't just digitizing things, it's actively trying to influence how AI will interpret the past.
It's a huge strategic move. They're trying to make sure their collections stay relevant to the next wave of tech tools.
So by becoming the curator of the training data.
Yes, they influence the worldview of these future AIs. They control the context. They can prevent misinterpretation. It's a way of preserving their influence in the digital age.
That is a deep insight. The museum is basically shaping the AI's cultural education, but of course that kind of official integration is being challenged.
In a very human way.
By subversion. We saw that artist who secretly hung their own AI-generated artwork in the National Museum, Cardiff.
And that act was such a powerful critique of the whole system of legitimization.
Right.
By just bypassing the curators, the artist was asking, who validates art now? Is it the expert, or is it the algorithm and the public who sees it?
And that connects right back to the power consolidation we're seeing in tech, this idea of the cognitive monopoly risk.
Right, blob.
The blob, where you have NVIDIA, Google, OpenAI, all kind of merging. You see why democratizing access is so critical.
It is. If only a handful of powerful companies control the tools that help us understand culture, we risk this dangerous homogenization of interpretation.
Yeah.
So the V&A server, in a way, is a bulwark against that. It's an attempt to democratize the cultural data itself.
Okay, so it's a two-front battle for these institutions. Integrate the tech, but also guard against its power being concentrated. What about the spaces where art is actually made and sold?
That's where we're seeing an equally profound and kind of surprising transformation.
A trend reversal, almost.
Exactly. Born from the most digital of cultures, the NFT boom. You have Vinesh Sundarshan, the guy who bought the $69 million Beeple NFT.
I remember that.
He just opened a physical space in Singapore, the Padamai Art and Tech Studio.
Wait, a physical space? Why would a digital pioneer do that? What does a brick-and-mortar gallery offer that the metaverse doesn't?
It suggests a realization that for the market to really mature, it needs a physical anchor.
For trust.
For trust, for immediate validation, for clear legal jurisdiction, maybe even tax advantages. Sundarshan's move is basically saying the best hybrid markets will use digital for reach, but physical for legitimacy.
The ultimate convergence, moving from digital back into a hybrid reality. And the art itself reflects that. We're seeing things like 3D papercraft sketch hybrid.
Yeah, where you have physical papercraft mixed with AI-generated drawn details. The AI isn't the artist.
It's a collaborator.
It's a collaborator, a textural layer. It shows the artist mastering the tool, not the other way around.
And the tools just keep getting more powerful. Google's Gemini 3, with its ability to do complex reasoning, video generation, it just opens up so many possibilities.
But crucially, this isn't just for high-end users. You have former Magic Leap engineers launching Trace.
The no-code AR platform.
They want to be the Canva of AR.
Which just immediately lowers the barrier to entry. Suddenly, anyone from a small business to an independent creator can start building in augmented reality.
And that idea of democratizing creation is changing how we experience art together. Look at the Tezos platform. They're pushing live streaming for digital art based on this concept of shared temporality.
Okay, let's define that. When we say shared temporality, what does that actually feel like for someone viewing the art?
It's about breaking the passive model. Buying digital art usually means you own a static file.
Right.
Shared temporality treats the art like a live performance, an evolving feed. You experience the creation or the evolution of the piece with other people in the same moment, no matter where you are. It brings that unique, ephemeral quality of performance art into the digital world.
And this expansion of experience isn't just digital. Art is physically moving out of the white cube.
Completely. That MAGHU collective project in Brazil, turning 100 homes into a giant environmental mural. They're redefining whole environments as participatory art.
Even inside the big museums, the walls are breaking down, the Met giving fashion a central position with the new Condé Nast galleries.
But this whole holistic view of culture has to come with a conversation about responsibility.
The Getty's climate report.
Exactly. Urging organizations to face the environmental impact of their shows, tying innovation to ecological responsibility.
Which is a perfect pivot to our third segment, because this is where it gets contentious. The collision between the high-stakes economics and the fight for human creativity.
Right. AI isn't just a creative tool. It's becoming a core financial driver.
Absolutely. You have ArtSignal, this AI platform, giving advisor-grade market analysis, and Christie's Ventures invested in them.
And the co-founder, Sam Glatman, he predicts it will be the dominant intelligence layer for the art world.
That phrase, dominant intelligence layer, it signals a huge shift. If an AI can process decades of auction data and artist careers faster than any human, what happens to the traditional intuition-driven art advisor?
It standardizes the market. It de-risks it. AI is being sold as the ultimate tool for due diligence, for predictive valuation. It takes away some of that opacity from the high-end art market.
And that's exactly what's fueling the creative resistance. You have Guillermo del Toro with this genuine existential fear. He compared tech creators to Victor Frankenstein's. He sees replacement as the only endgame.
He's voicing that deep fear of obsolescence. But our sources show that replacement isn't the only model out there. You can contrast his view with, say, the NEO robot from the 1X startup.
Okay, remind us how that works.
So NEO learns household chores, but it does it by being remotely operated by humans in VR headsets.
So it's not the AI just figuring it out. It's human skill being transmitted through the AI.
Exactly. It suggests a future of coexistence, of mutual learning, where human expertise is amplified by technology, not replaced by it. The tech becomes a conduit for human skill.
And when we talk about what is irreducibly human in art, we have to talk about its role in a crisis. The sources from Ukraine were so powerful.
Artists there are actively creating, commissioning, saving art, even with the war going on.
They called it proof that life goes on.
It's such a profound statement of cultural continuity. It goes way beyond market value or technology. It's the core non-monetary value of human creation.
And institutions are having their own reckonings on the human front, too. It's not just about tech, it's about confronting past exclusions.
Like Marlene Dumas being the first contemporary female artist to enter the Louvre's permanent collection.
That's a symbolic rupture of centuries of tradition.
And you see another kind of institutional responsibility with the Museum of Fine Arts, Boston.
Returning the work by the enslaved artist David Drake.
Returning it to his heirs. That's a different model of responsibility, one that prioritizes social justice over just, acquisition.
So when you pull all this together, what's the through line? Tech offers incredible reach, new tools, but the challenge is in how we guide it.
Precisely. The challenge is making sure technology leaves a critical space for human specificity, for the things that make us human in creation, in crisis, and social justice. The goal is an ecosystem where, like that Barbican show said, affinities and distinctions are equally welcome.
This has been such a layered deep dive. We've seen digital resurrections, institutions trying to shape an AI's worldview.
We've seen the market ground itself in physical spaces while adopting a new AI financial brain.
So what's the common thread?
It's that the art world is in this state of continuous, fundamental negotiation. It's innovation versus tradition every single day. The boundaries are just constantly being redrawn.
Yeah.
It's complex, but it's also incredibly exciting.
So maybe the true challenge of our time isn't deciding if technology will transform art. That ship has sailed.
It's already here.
The real challenge for all of us is how we can consciously use it to expand, rather than contract, the field of meaningful human expression.
And we've only really been able to scratch the surface here. For the full source material, our detailed breakdowns, and to stay on top of this, please visit us online.
That's artdig.it, artdig.it. Subscribe to The Deep Dive wherever you get your episodes and follow our social channels for all the updates.
Thank you for joining us on The Deep Dive.
We'll see you next time.